Sorry, I am very much sorry, I am delayed. Jai Thakur. So, we are delayed by 5 minutes. Extremely sorry for that. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kangshachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Bande Jagadgurum. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I salute Lord Sri Krishna, the world teacher, the son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of Kangsha and Chanura demons, and the supreme bliss of Devaki, and the world, Guru of the world. We salute him again and again. Om peace, peace, peace. So we are today reading Bhagavad Gita. The chapter is starting today, third chapter. It is Karma Yoga. That in the previous chapter, Bhagavan said, talked about the highest knowledge, about the knowledge and to know who we are, and conclusion came that who can find peace? Find peace, last verse we read in verse number 71 of this last chapter. A person attains peace who is devoid of longing and freed from desires without the feeling of I and mine. A great conclusive statement of spiritual life has been dictated there. That means you will attain peace if you have no longing. You don't expect anything, you don't crave for anything. You are there, but you are not slave of anything. When we crave for something, naturally, we will have to work hard. And to attain that, after so much work, then you feel not the fulfillment, but the frustration. What did I do? I did so much, but it is not satisfying. So incompleteness of everything comes out. And if you say, I don't care, because I know this is meaningless. God is the only truth. The self which is inside, that is the only reality. If one can just focus on this idea, then he or she will be the free person in the world. We are fearful, we are frightened, we lose ourselves, we are in bereavement. Because what? We want to hold on to something. This I want to hold on, that is mine, this is mine, me and mine, I, and this is mine, this is mine. And when we want to hold on, the world is such, it goes out of our grip. We want to hold on our youth. Youth has left home long back. We want to hold on our education, our memory. Memory fell. Memory is going away. We cannot remember. This moment I thought something, what I thought, I am forgetful. So what you want to hold on, everything you try to hold on, everything is running, fleeing, flying away. And when it goes away, what happens? We all feel, oh my God, I have lost it. I expected this. I could not get it. All frustration and all types of life's miseries become entangle us. So last verse Gita said, 71 verse, that if you can give up these desires, vihayo kaman, I don't expect, I am here. Whatever is here, that's good for me. I am free person. I am not a slave of holding on something. If it comes good. It goes good. So I am not bound by anything. So that's the total freedom. So that we read. That means here is an indication that you need not have to then do anything. Why? We work why? We work to gain some result, no? You cook why? You cook to get a good meal. And good meal to satisfy your hunger or taste. So if you see that, okay, any food is okay, I don't need to do that. So your lessening, your karma is reducing. And now here, this Bhagavad Gita is for not keeping ourselves away from our karma, but it tells us to do our karma. You have to be engrossed into your duties. To satisfy your duties, you have to do something. And whatever is needed, do. But don't get attached. Now, the question came to this third chapter starts here, where Arjuna, who has been asking Bhagavan Krishna, that what is the use of this war? Why shall I fight? I am a king though. I know it is Duryodhana and others are not right, unjust. They want the kingdom. Okay, let them have the kingdom. I don't need it. I will be only wandering monk. Well, that was the idea of Arjuna. And Bhagavan Krishna said, no, you are a king. You have to fight for justice, fight for truth, to bring good in the society. Then he said, it is so. But I shall have to kill so many people. Why? What is the need in bloodshed? I want peace. Then he says, yes, you can fight for justice, for truth. Detach. You are not doing out of anger. You are not doing it with your mean idea of your self-possession or anything. It is a duty of every person to perform rightly what is to be done. A mother has a duty to a child. A husband has a duty for the wife. Wife has a duty for the husband. A school teacher has a duty for the students. A doctor has a duty for patients. A lawyer has a duty for his clients. Everywhere there is duty. About this whole society is running like that. So long you are in the society, you will have to fight. But now, Bhagavan Krishna just advised that you need not have to do. You just the idea that you live in the world, behind your command. Don't desire anything. If I don't desire, why shall I work? Very fundamental thing. If I don't desire a beautiful dress to purchase, why shall I go to the Macy's? Going to Macy means you need something to purchase what you need. If you have no need, why shall you go to the shopping place? So you need something. That's why you are, and you are saying that give up all desire. And again you are forcing me, Arjuna says, you are my teacher, you are forcing me, no, go and fight. In one way you say, give up all desires. And if I follow that path, I need not have to do anything. But you are now engaging me in the opposite way, yes, and go and fight. You know, how these two contrary things can go on. So you are deluding, you are just creating some confusion in my brain. So that is the first question started here. The first verse. It says, Arjuna vachi chet karmanaste mata buddhi rijanardana tat king karmani ghore mangnyo jayasi keshava. Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhi. If you just say knowledge is the highest than that of your action, it is held by you that knowledge is superior to action. Knowledge means what? I am Atman. I am untouched by anything. If that is the highest, so I will sit and think I am the Atman, I am nothing, I have no duty, all these things. But why are you putting me to work? And what to put me into the fight and killing my own kinsmen, own blood relation people, own guru, teacher, all this, it is, why are you giving me two types of wrong information, one side, another side? Because they are friends, so they also talk like that. So it is said that if it is held by you, O Krishna, that knowledge is superior to karma. You have already, second chapter is dedicated for the sign of a realized soul. How a realized soul will live in the world. If that is the point, that knowledge is the highest. What is the knowledge? Knowledge that there is one absolute truth beyond time, space, causation, and you are that. When you are coming into the level of mind, you are seeing this diverse world. But when the mind is transcended, you remain in your own self. If that is the truth, then why then do you, O Krishna, enjoin on me this terrible action? It is not an ordinary action. You are asking, take the gun and kill your opponents, no? And he is the military general. Arjuna is the military general on this part. And so it is a massacre of bloodshed and war. Why are you engaging me? Understand the question? The two opposite things, no? One is actionlessness, because I am Brahman, I am infinite, I am birthless, I am deathless. What to do? What to achieve? What to get? I am that. This whole cosmos is me only. So what am I to do? Why shall I fight? Why shall I do all actions? That's the actionless state. That's why you see when people go to Samadhi, what happens? They don't get into action. They become calm and serene. Buddha, a Buddha steeped in meditation and calmness and serenity and beaming face coming out. No? So, you are not getting? Okay, now got it? Oh, please tell me. I don't know. Thank you. So, that if that state we want to attain is that peace and perfection, then why shall I get engaged into work? And getting into work, we have our anger, frustration, all these things. So I should not get engaged. So don't give me this dual information. You are my teacher, please guide me. What am I to do? That's why next verse says, second verse, Vyamishrena vakyena buddhing mohayasi iva me tadekang vadanishchitya yena shreyo hamapnuyat. That then Arjuna, this is asking Bhagavan Krishna, then with these perplexing words, as it were, I am confused. And my comprehension is getting deluded. I do not catch it, what you are going to say, what instruction you want to give me. Therefore, tadekang vadanishchitya, please tell me with certainty that the path by pursuing which I may reach that supreme reality. So try to tell me that one direction, guide me in one direction, not one time saying knowledge is the highest, at the same time saying go and fight. So this type of two types of contrary thoughts are creating some confusion in my mind. So you as a teacher, please guide me, pursuing which I may get or I may reach that supreme. So that was the second verse. But what Bhagavan says, Sri Bhagavan Sri Krishna says on the third verse, page 212. 212, page, there will be verse number 3. It says, Sri Krishna says that there are two paths laid for all of us from the ancient time. One path by performing action, purifying your heart, selfless action, more and more and more. The mind becomes cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. The inner light will come out, come out, come out. And another is the path of knowledge. Analyze. So, loke usmin divida nishtha pura prakta maya nagha jnano yogena sankhyanam karma yogena yoginam. So, in the ancient time, twofold paths have been given. Who has given? I have given. I, Lord Krishna, I am God, Lord, I come again and again, and I gave this two direction to humankind to get liberated from this bondage and suffering of life, the whirlpools of this birth and death. So I gave that direction. What are those two? To the world in the beginning, at the very beginning of this creation, what I gave? The path of knowledge to discerning people do have the tendency, strong tendency to analytical mind. Look at the world, impermanence of it. How we are just running in false direction, thinking everything to be real, but nothing is real. Because it is changing constantly. Real, what is the definition of reality? Reality is that which was there yesterday, is same today, it will be the same tomorrow. If it is changing, this moment one thing, next moment another thing, then you cannot say it is a reality. What is the definition of truth and what is called false? Truth is that which is unchanging, constantly the same. And what is false? Which changes. We call it, somebody is lying. What do you mean lying? What he said yesterday, what he is telling today is not the same. So, this falsehood and right, these are the two things are continuing there. So but the path of knowledge is that always to understand what is permanent, what is eternal, what is the reality we want for, what actually we are seeking in the world of changes. That is there any unchanging reality? Is there anything which is permanent? I want that. Not the impermanent. Not that what changes every moment. So that is the one path. But this is suitable for whom? This is suitable for one who have a discerning mind, analytical mind. So that is another path of work, engaging yourself in action and performing action with a detached outlook. You do your work the best possible way you can perform and only be free. Whatever result comes, accept it. More perfect, you can perfect your action more and more and more. But don't expect the result, because your total mind should be dedicated to God and God only. But you are doing for the Lord, that feeling should be there. So therefore, the twofold path, God says that I have created two ways of redemption. To get to the freedom, two paths. One is the path of knowledge, another is the path of karma, of action. So, but who is fitted for which? There are quality. It is called the prerequisite. The prerequisite to become a jnani, the path of knowledge, who is fit to that journey? The journey in the path of knowledge, and journey to the path of action. So these two paths have been designed from the very beginning. That's called pravitti, nivritti. In the Bhagavad Gita, and the Shankaracharya explained this. The two paths have been created from the early part of creation itself. When God created this universe, and He also meant how to get out of this path, out of this trouble of life. So one is the Jnana path, another is the Bhakti path. One is called pravitti, another is called nivritti. Pravitti means engaging into the actions of life, going through all the activities of life. And nivritti is withdrawing from that. So one is the jnana path, path of knowledge. Another is the path of action. Fourth verse on page 213. Na karmanam anarambhat naishkarmyang purushasnute nacha shanya sanad eva siddhing samadhigacchati. What it says? No karmanam anarambha. Karma means action. Without starting to perform some action, you cannot reach that state of actionless state. What is actionless state? The knowledge. Knowledge is the state where you need not have to do any action. You think. Who is working? Body and mind is working, is it not? This body, hand is moving, mouth is speaking, eyes are seeing. These are all activity in the body level. And your mind is acting. Body and mind works. Not who is behind the body and mind, that Atman. It does not do anything. He only observes. He observes what is happening in the waking state. He observes what you are dreaming. When you are dreaming, he observes when you are sleeping. Is it not? You don't say that I slept well. That who is saying I slept well? Somebody has observed the sleep. I slept well. That's an experience. How can you say that? I saw you. Means I am sitting here, you are there, and to the eyes I have seen you. So how can you say I dreamt? During a dream, someone observed your dream. That's why you say, I dreamt. That's a horrible dream, or that's a nice dream, a sweet dream. That means somebody is observing that horrible nature, the sweet nature, the pleasant nature, whatever you say, somebody is observing. And that observer is doing nothing. Observer is always standing aside and seeing the things. So waking state is coming before. So all the incidents happen from morning till now. I have observed. Don't you say? I woke up at 5 o'clock, I did that, and went to meditate, I did this cooking, I did this shopping, or whatever you did, one after another. So somebody in you have observed all this activity. He does not do anything. He is there. But all these activities are going on. So, activities are done by whom then? All actions are done, look at that, by your body, senses, nervous system, brain, and mind and intellect. All action is going on in this level. And the observer, who is the observer, he remains untouched. So that's why it is said that you cannot reach that state of observer state at the very beginning. Because we are all involved into the work, involved into the body, involved into the mind, and we are so engrossed, we don't think that there is something beyond body and mind. So towards the beginning, we cannot catch that higher ideal. Be realistic. PhD is good to get a PhD degree. Okay, first give me PhD. No, you have to make yourself fit to reach that state of education. No, refinement. So, start with work. Because I am involved in work. Who can think from morning you only work? Waking up is a work. Bathing is a work. Cooking is a work. Breakfast setting is a work. Going to office is a work. So everything is work. So how can you be feeling that you are the observer of the work at the beginning? No. Our life moves around this type of activity. So therefore it is said that you cannot be reaching a state of calm state, perfect state of calmness, actionless state at the beginning. That's why practical idea that you are to abstaining from activity and reaching that actionless state does not happen. One have to go through the process of action, and action leading to the result, and result leading to something, frustration or sometimes excitement, and then moving on and on and on. And one day we will understand the action can give us little result, which so momentary, which is not satisfying. I want something more. Then comes the question of knowledge. So two categories of students are there, karma and jnana. So jnana path, intellectually we may understand little bit of the efficacy of thinking about that jnana, path of knowledge. But to be a student of knowledge, we need to do some action. So that is the reason Bhagavan Krishna says, Arjun, you are not reached that point of actionlessness. That is the higher state. When you can disidentify your body, disidentify with your mind, then you can reach that. But at this point, you are to be engaged in action. Through action, through the experience of action, your understanding will be clear, your mind will be pure, and that pure mind will give you the ability to watch what is the actionless inner spirit all the time, the spiritual entity behind our apparent body and mind. So it is the fourth verse then translates like that. Man gains, man means here person, every person gains not actionless by abstaining from activity. Any lazy person can say that I have reached that state of samadhi. Normally, that's why a person coming out of deep contemplation, mind perfectly pacified, and coming out, that person will be looking serene and peaceful. No. After full rest, someone coming, bodily rest, it will reflect in the mind. Another person, after deep meditation and serenity, mind has become calmed down, he will also come out. If we see the two expressions of the two people, it will be peaceful people. But one is coming from tamas, another is coming from the sattva. Three gunas are there. One is called the rajas, tamas, rajas, sattva. Tamas is the covering aspect. It does not allow us to see anything. God inside, God outside, it does not allow us. Rajas, that expresses in that way, I am somebody, I am greater than you, my arrogance or indulgence, all this comes. And tamas, rajas, and sattva is the purity, love, grace, compassion, holiness, all this manifest in that person. So, to reach that state, sattvika state, and go beyond. Beyond state is the actionless state. Actionless state. So to reach that, Bhagavan says that man gains no actionlessness by abstaining from activity, nor does he rises to perfection by mere giving up. That means anyone just giving up the action and taking the path of a monk will not make him spiritual. Renunciation is a very high state. Renunciation means detachment from the world. It is to be practiced. How will we practice? By action, going through the action and rejecting the tendency to grab the idea of achieving something which is impossible and to run after that again and again and again. brings all suffering. So one will be experiencing that not true karma that binds us can give us freedom. So the explanation, this is a big explanation has been given. It is said that man's spiritual life or his progress towards the highest good are the same as the tender fruit. It says that renunciation should be spontaneous. It says that a fruit is hanging in a tree. The fruit disconnects with the tree when it ripens. When it is unripened, it gets stuck to the tree itself. So karma, so long we have the tendency of attachment and aversion, so it is sticking to the world. Renunciation means it is ripened. It cannot stay long with the tree. It drops from the world, it drops. That means it takes a turn towards inner light, inner life. So, for becoming a sannyasi means this renunciate, meaning the detached person, it needs karma. Karma is the first action, a step, and performing that karma again and again and again. First we start doing karma with our expectation, desire, greed, all these things, and failing to achieve the end result, we then give up the expectation. That becomes then sakama karma. The karma done with desire becomes karma done without desire. And then without desire is a state of mind where you feel detached from the other things. That's called the renunciation. So here, this Bhagavan Krishna is just analyzing the life in this three state. One is we want to reach that actionless state, the state of freedom, state of perfection. But that state cannot be reached without going through the stages of development. So, how to do that? Do your karma, do your duty, but with detached outlook. That detachment will grow and grow and grow. And a point will come, you will be able to detach mentally from all this world. Spirituality is nothing but detachment with the objects, limited object, attachment to the infinite. Renunciation is not negative. We need not have to be very frightened about renunciation. Oh, we will have to renounce. We are renouncing every day. But what we are renouncing? Every one of us are renouncing. Renouncing which is temporary, which is limited, and trying to grab something which is greater, bigger, and bigger, and bigger. So detach, and grow, till you reach the end. Swamiji said, no, Swami Vivekananda, arise, awake, and stop not, till the goal is reached. What is the goal? Perfect detachment. I do not care anything of this world because I am that. It is not void. It is not negative. It is not to cry that I am to give up. Give up is a joyful thing because I am getting something higher. So positive renunciation is a positive aspect. Until the perfect renunciation comes, one cannot be a jnani. But how can we reach that jnana state? Only mere saying I am not the body will happen. If I say I am not the body and I am not the mind, and someone tells me a simple harsh word, bas, my day is gone. So what type of jnani I am? So that does not happen. That's why you have to go through the process. That is the teaching to Arjuna, that you cannot reach that state of perfection, of total detachment, unless that path of perfection and freedom, you cannot get it unless you follow this path of karma. Therefore, you have to work. And look at that. 5th verse says, Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtati akarmakrit Karjate hi avasak karma sarva prakriti jair gunai. So it is nahi koschit. No one in the world can ever remain really actionless. Look at our life from morning till now. Always we are working. You may say, I am sitting. You are not sitting, you are thinking something. That's also work. Physically you are not working, but mentally you are thinking. So you are sleeping, you are not sleeping, you are dreaming. There is also your mind active. So action is going on in all the phases. So none can ever remain really actionless, even for a moment. That means we are always doing work. But for everyone is helplessly driven to action by the gunas or the qualities born of the Prakriti. As I have told, Prakriti has three gunas, Sattvika guna, Rajasika and Tamasika. Sattvika quality, good quality, noble quality, Rajasa quality, arrogance, ego, pride, that quality, and another quality is the tamas quality, meanness, unkindness, with that manifest to that mind. So this helplessly everyone is driven. We are all driven by our past karma. Leads us and makes us what we are today and is driving our... So our actions are driving us forcefully. The old sanskaras, old pattern of our thinking has created such a momentum that is forcing us to act one way or the other. A good person always driven, unconditionally driven by he or she cannot stop doing good to others. At the loss of his own financial situation or other health and everything, serving others, serving others, serving others. One person is so selfish, don't look at anybody, just to grab everything, grab everything, grab everything. So what is the force behind them? It is their own gunas or the qualities of their all which are generated out of karma. Out of good karma, good tendencies have come in someone. Out of negative karma or selfish action, they have developed their tendencies in them. So we are all driven. Here Bhagavan says that you are all driven by the actions. And what type of action? Whether it is a sattvika action, rajasa action or tamasa action. Good, noble, arrogant, egotistic or dull, mean and unkind action. These three types of action. Everyone is driven this way, that way. So no one in the world is sitting for a moment without performing any action. So Arjuna, you are also sitting with some karma, doing karma. Why not do such karma so that you get out of the karma? Why not get admission into a school to get a degree, to come out of the school? The getting degree means what? It is a recognition that you are an educated person. So similarly, come out of this slumber. You are doing karma, but you can free yourself by doing this type of karma. It will not create any bondage for you. So it says, none can ever remain really actionless, even for a moment. For everyone is helplessly driven to action by the gunas, which is born out of the prakriti, means the nature. This explanation also they have said that prakriti or nature is constituted of the three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas, on page 215. In other words, karma is inherent in prakriti, being involved in prakriti and therefore helplessly bound by karma. Vain is their wish and attempt to rid themselves of action. Eating, sleeping, breathing, beating of the hearts, all these are nothing but karma. From the atom up to the universe, all are engaged in the activities of innumerable types. Look at the sun, moon, stars, everyone is in action. Go to the subatomic atomic structure. All the electrons and are rotating around. Is action, action, action. Where is any non-action? From gross to the subtle, and look at our personality, our mind. How quickly it is thinking. When you meditate, you can recognize how fast mind is active. Mind goes here and instantly go to New York, comes back from New York and goes to Seattle, and Seattle to back here, and to Portland, and Portland to here. He's going to all over the globe in split second. Is it not action? We think that we are sitting actionless. It is actionless. We are never actionless, because mind is so fast moving all direction. So it is, that's why from atom up to the universe, all are engaged in activities of innumerable types. It is impossible for being to renounce the karma while being entangled in the prakriti. So long we are in the body, it is difficult to get out of the karma. So if the karma is a necessary condition of life, very moment you are doing karma, your every blinking of the eye is a karma, your thinking is a karma, your movement of the tongue is a karma, your hand is moving is karma. Every karma is guided by, why not do such karma which will release you from bondage? Why are you doing karma which will be binding you more and more into the whirlpool of suffering and pain and pleasure and expectation and frustration? Why to do that? So that's why here is the teaching of Bhagavad Gita. He says, I'll read the 6th verse on page 216. Now, try to get engaged in karma. That is the advice of Bhagavan here. Karmendriyani sangyamya ya aste manasha smaran indriyarthan vimudhatma mithyachara sauchati. Karmendriyani. Karmendriyani means organs of action. What are the organs of action? Hand, I don't do anything. I am still. Okay, karma. Feet, I don't move, I am sitting. So all the sense organs of action, karma indriyani. Bak, pani, payu, upastha. Bak, pani, payu, chakshu. Chakshu, the eyes are called the gyanendriya. It is the knowledge, it brings knowledge. Eyes, ear, nose, throat, skin, touch. And karmendriya, hand, feet, etc., etc. So if someone sits idly, not doing any karma, sitting, not moving anywhere, or putting the hands closed and the legs fixed, tight, you cannot control that way. Karma indriyani sangyam, controlling your organs of action, jaste manasha smaran. But you are thinking mentally, here and there, and all thinking the impermanent, only this, talking about something theoretical. That person is actually doing something, dwelling in his own mind and object of the senses. That is called hypocrite. It is the hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is this, that keeping the sense organs just not non-functional, and mind engaged in so many thoughts, and thinking, I am beyond action. So that's a wrong, hypocritic thought. A very important point. Those who follow the path of knowledge, they will have to be careful about that. I am Atman, I am Brahman, true. But we have to also learn to detach from everything. I am Brahman, I am Atman, and I am attached to all these things inside. It is a hypocrisy. But we have to practice. We can practice that always. Yes, I am failing, but I am that. I do not know, but I am that. Again and again to say, that's called a practice. But to justify that I am a knower of Brahman, I am a knower, I am a knowledgeable person, because I don't do anything. Those people do. That was the traditional concept in Hinduism also in earlier days. They used to criticize Ramakrishna Mission, our Vedanta Swamis and others, by saying that These sadhus, these holy men, they are engaged in action. Karam mein phas gaya. They are entangled into the karma. So they are not spiritual people. You are sitting in meditation or you are talking only, I am Atman, I am Brahman, and you are getting attached to all the worldly things. It's a hypocrisy. That's why Swami Vivekananda came in this age to give us this training that you do serve God in others. So that karma will purify, channelize your energy into the right direction, so that you feel that you are connecting with the eternal substance in each one. See God and serve God. See the same which is inside. See there the same reality. That's the utility of Bhagavad Gita. Even the war is a duty for a warrior. He was a warrior. So this terrible thing came from him because he was a martial, all through his childhood, he was trained to be a military general, no? So being a military general, you say, I don't want to fight. That will not do. That your tendency has forced you to learn archery and other things. So don't stop your actions and pretend to be a jnani. Rather be engaged. That's why Ramakrishna Mission, as I say again, it's a practical Vedanta. It happens, no? Some boys and girls come over here, they think we'll be all samadhi, will be meditation. But our nuns and brothers will say, hey, come, do this and do that and do that. They say, oh my God, I came here to meditate and go to samadhi. But samadhi and meditation will not happen so easily. Unless you are purified by that way, thinking that it is not me, it is not work, it is not that, it is a service to God. And purification of the heart will give us the path to reach that Vedantic conclusion that we are serving God and that God is in me, that God pervades everywhere. So this is a very practical book. That's why Bhagavad Gita is always a very practical book. But people don't understand. They take it in a different sense, thinking that as if Krishna is engaging Arjuna in a wrong direction to engage him into the action. I am not and I am what? Then I am hungry. Then I am thirsty. Then how to satisfy those needs? So balance that thing. It's nothing wrong. But to understand that karma is a stepping stone. Niskama karma is a higher stepping stone. And that will lead us, our understanding, into that truth, that it is knowledge is the end. And also, this is a very strong word used by Bhagavan Krishna on the 6th verse on 216 page, that deluded man is a deluded person, is called a hypocrite. Who is the hypocrite? Who sits controlling the organs of action. That means he is sitting in meditation, not doing anything. I am that. Or just I am deep meditation. No? Deep meditation means half an hour deep sleep. Or deep engagement of my thought in all other things minus God. So it says that the who sits controlling the sense organs, but controlling the sense organs and sitting is not wrong. But the but is there. What is the but? But dwelling in his own mind the objects of the senses. Mentally moving around in the world. Outsidely I am sitting for meditation, and that I am reaching a state of samadhi. That is wrong. That pretension is not good for spiritual life. So, Arjuna, don't do that. Rather, you engage yourself in the fight, purify your mind, your all this anger, frustration, let it be directed to the good cause. Anger, frustration, and all these things will be there. It can be utilized for a proper purpose to really destroy some evil. So do that, and then result will come naturally. So we end here. Thank you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.